We have a saying around here.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, no brains, no headache.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it.
Welcome to No Brains, No Headache Podcast, episode 273. We're back for yet another recording of this mindlessly entertaining show that we started back in May of 2020. Still going strong. 273 episodes in of No Brains, No Headache. You poor souls still listening to us. We appreciate you being here with us. I'm Jordan Weichel. I'm going to be your host today. Happy to be here, okay? Damn glad to do so. Next to me, if you're watching on YouTube, which is our preferred platform at this time, it's my co-host, confidant, longtime friend, fellow comedian. I like to call him Ongo. His real name is Matt Cleary. Ongo, how are we doing today?
I had to watch my niece and nephew all weekend, so finally just got away from them. And I'll be honest, I feel worse than when I normally just drink in excess. I got about 4 hours of sleep a night.
Nice. So you're not going to be intentionally having children anytime soon. Matter of fact, you probably started punching yourself in the balls.
Yeah, I have a vasectomy scheduled for tomorrow. Or I'm going to go to the dentist and just have him shine an x-ray on my dick or something.
Yeah, maybe put in a dental dam. That would probably help with that. But hey, good to hear, man. Good to hear.
Why do they call it
the family?
Why do they call it a dental dam?
I don't know. That's a really good question.
Let me look it up. Oh, thank you. Little DC action.
I'm running on fumes. I've been drinking. I've been getting day drunk the last 2 days, and that's kind of, it's not new to me, but I haven't done it in a while. And yeah, between the heat and like hot 20-year-old chicks and just like mountaintops and losing gambling bets and my wagers, it's just I'm just exhausted right now. I'm like sweating out chicken wings and Michelob Ultra, which is never good.
Are you still staying up late to drink, or are you just doing day drinking and then
yesterday, today it was started at before 11, well before that. Now I cracked a beer at 9 a.m. the other day, and I knew I was in for a real treat. So
turns out they call them dental dams because they're actually used in dentistry.
Okay.
It's the same thing. They like, if you have something way in the back, they put like a tarp around it so they can just work on that one tooth and you don't swallow a bunch of blood.
I was thinking of like a sexual form of contraception as a dental dam.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. But I was like, why do they call that a dental dam? Turns out they're one and the same.
It's the same concept.
Yeah, but it's like,
we want your jizz over here, not over there, so therefore we'd kind of dam it up.
Yeah, and then they do that with blood. I mean, you could definitely probably still do it with blood when you're having. Never mind. But I was just thinking, who was the first person that was like, "Oh, this dental utensil? I think this could be used as a contraception."
Yeah, it was just the town hornball who decided to use a camping tarp for a condom, essentially, is what happened there. I would imagine. I don't know. I have no idea. Speaking of dental dams, I just think that I should share this information with you and our listeners out there, just because I like to be transparent, and just honest about things. I just want to go ahead and say and just get this out there. I'm not wearing any pants right now. Okay. So I literally just put the sweatshirt on to record. I almost fell asleep right before this. So I just post hot tub was the whole thing. And I'm not wearing any pants right now. So no pants dance is in full effect over on this end of the recording. Pleasure's all over here. You know what I mean?
I mean, I've done that twice, and it is pretty freeing to be able to record the podcast and not have pants on.
Like our opening her opening sound clip plus the name of this show really is originated from a movie Out Cold. And I just imagine him. He's at his computer. He's just sexting away on the chat groups, and he just gives a big old stretch, and his ass is just hanging out from the chair. That's pretty much my experience right now. So yeah, I just wanted. I felt the need to just kind of say that, and it feels good to do that. So I'm glad I did.
There was a good 3-year stretch of my life where every time I would get really drunk, I would wake up and I would call it I Winnie the Pooh'd myself, because I would wake up and I'd be wearing a t-shirt, but then just nothing on the bottom.
You call that the Winnie? I guess that makes sense. That adds up. Excuse me.
Yeah, Pooh's just been hanging dong the whole time.
Or do you just have a dingleberry? Whatever.
So I can't even imagine what goes through my head. Like, took my pants off, underwear comes with it. I'd be like, that's good enough. And then just face plant into my bed.
I don't know. I mean, I do have a tell of like every time I do get rather intoxicated. I'll wake up the next day and there's just a trail of clothes from my door to my bedroom.
Yep.
It starts with the pants. I'm always wearing cowboy boots too for some reason. The cowboy boots are just like, I don't know what happens. Cowboy Gordon comes out to play, and then he goes home to stop playing, and then he gets apparently just naked in the entry. There's pants in the entryway and like the shoes. You can always tell the position of the shoes of like really how drunk you were. Like it's just a flashback to the night before, and you didn't even untie them, and you're just struggling to get them off. And you finally do, and you huck it across your living room like, just screw you, boot. And then you wake up the next day and you're like, what the fuck? Like, we have Prairie Republic on the TV. I got a boot in the sink and another one like in a plant somewhere. It's just a whole thing. So, no, I mean, I get it. I understand.
Yeah. There was usually about once a year, I think I'm going to walk home from downtown Bismarck, and it's always really cold out. And I'll stop halfway at my sister's and just like go into her house and sleep. And the last time I did it, I didn't tell her that I was coming over. So she thought someone was breaking in until she kind of went downstairs and just heard that I was watching Mulan at 3 a.m. And she was like, oh, it's just Matt.
You just got your hog in your hand and
What?
laying on the couch. Just like,
yeah,
whoa.
I can only jerk off to Mulan. It's real.
That wouldn't be that far off. Like if you like looked me in the eyes and told me like I can only jerk off unless it's to Mulan, I'd be like, dude, hey, there's no support group for that. We're gonna get through this.
Yeah,
we're here for you.
There's no support group for that. There's no group that meets about jerking off to Mulan once a month. And if there is, it's just one Asian dude and me, and there's a clear language barrier.
It's a weird one. It's every third Tuesday.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do the off of the random week. And it's I can only fully pleasure myself to the film Mulan group. Is there a new live action one now?
Yeah, it's one of those that I refuse to watch. Just because.
See, and now there's another group for that, and they probably like have a little bit of civil war going on, where it's just like, hey, no, this is what was that, like 95, 96-ish? It's got to be, what was it, early 2000s? How far off am I?
I thought
the OG Mulan.
I thought it was 2001.
Well,
1998.
Okay. I wasn't too crazy.
Ballpark. We're in the ballpark.
Yeah, we're right in there. I mean, 2001 was a big year for you. I'm surprised you even got that mixed up. But
9/11.
Yeah, but nowadays I can only fully masturbate and pleasure myself to Mulan has broken into two subcultures that are at a bit of a civil engagement, you could say. And so they have that going on now, and it's just like you thought that it was Rocky to start just with the OG I can only pleasure myself to Mulan support group that meets every third Tuesday in some sort of Brooklyn, high school gym that's closed down, but they open it for activities sometimes. The coffee's really old. I've thought about this.
It's a church basement, but the church is one of those that's like non-denominary and anyone can go.
There's just graffiti all over it
Yeah.
on the outside. The kids are expressing their artistic side. It's just oh, dude, last night I asked somebody, I don't know how it came up, but I said, "You ever played Yahtzee?" And they're like, "Nazi?" And I was like, "I've never heard of Nazi. I'm not too above trying it out for once, you know." But I was like, I was talking about Yahtzee, not Nazi. So, but I would check it out. I would give it a whirl. You know, I'll try anything once.
You'll try being a Nazi once.
Well, I just want to know what is the game Nazi? You know, what do we?
Well, it involves
you just
a room and shower heads with gas. That never mind. I did a Nazi or I have a joke that I basically say no Jews allowed, and I did it on Friday at a show, and there was like a weird amount of people that were like, "Hell yeah!" and I'm like, "Oh my god!"
Yeah, I mean that's a good one to really gauge your crowd. Like, okay, what are we thinking here? Like, what's how German is this crowd?
Yeah.
How tight in the roots are they?
Well, it was well, I got announced to come on stage as Mark, so that was fun.
Was it? Did he just say Mark or Mark Cleary?
Mark Cleary.
Mark Clearly.
Yeah, it was like not even like I was like, then I get there, I'm like moving the mic stand around. The first thing I say to the mic is like, "My name's Matt," and everyone just loses their mind.
That could actually work into your favor. It's like, hey, you know what? I need a real attention getter. Here, host. Here's $20. Get my name wrong or get lost.
But I've been meaning. I brought this up like 2 months ago, but this I finally found. This is the
Jesus Christ.
it's the dude that came one time to open mic night with a French puppet named Pierre.
Yeah, apparently he put his life savings into this puppet for some very low grade comedy.
Yeah, and he printed out headshots before even doing one show.
That's confidence. I think I said that in the first episode a few episodes ago when you first brought this guy up. But yeah, this guy is just chock full of confidence, and it's good to see early, but his follow through just apparently isn't there.
Yeah, and I can't read a single word of his handwriting too.
Yeah. That's usually what autographs are, I don't even think I probably have like a fantastic autograph, mainly because I just I make a J and a W visible, and then there's just a lot of squiggly lines that kind of get rammed up in there.
Yeah, my signature is the easiest thing to forge of all time. It's just an M, as sloppy as you can do it.
Just the way I like it.
Sideways line, and then just a C, and then do a bunch of swirls.
Yeah, it's all about how I just watched Tommy Boy this morning. It's all about, the movement of the wrist, which if you're going to the Move On OG, I can only crank myself off to that movie specifically support group. It's all about the movement of the wrist as well. So I think the theme today is just wrist movement.
What?
Hand check.
I'm just covered in semen. Oh God.
How would you know if I'm not fully torqued right now? It's all
honestly, like the fact that you just said it that way leads me to believe you are.
Yeah, well,
and the fact that you're not denying it, even more so.
Well, you just get a slight breeze down south, and the blood starts pumping. You were saying?
So movie night last week, we watched the movie The Comebacks. It's far worse of a movie than I remember. I was hyping it up. I was like, this is so funny. Like, I maybe laughed like twice. And
dude, I've been telling you that this whole time.
So I just remembered one scene of it when he's he's about to play baseball, and the guy's like, "You got any wood?" He's like, "No, but when I was on the ride over here, I like to prop a cup of coffee up between my legs, and it just something about the engine." And then the guy holds up a baseball bat. He's like, "Oh, that wood."
Is that a gay comment?
Yeah, well, no, he was saying that he had a boner on the drive
Oh,
here.
oh,
And
yeah,
he's like, because
yeah.
he's like, "You got any wood?" Because he was up to hit. And he was like, "No, but on the way over here."
Yeah, fully torqued.
Um,
What can you do?
uh,
Sometimes, you know.
have you watched the first 4 seasons of Stranger Things?
I don't know if I've watched a full episode of Stranger Things. I'm not a, I'm a fan of pop culture in general, so I get it. I'm familiar with it, but
I
no
mean,
idea.
I watched like the first season, and then I really didn't watch like I thought I watched the rest of it, but I turned on one episode the other day, and I was like, I've definitely not seen this, so I just watched a recap on YouTube. But Stranger Things season 5 has such a large budget that they could make the movie Napoleon Dynamite with that budget 1,200 times.
What are they going to live up to? Are they going to live up to the Napoleon Dynamite standards?
Honestly, like if Stranger Things happened in a small town in rural Oklahoma, then maybe.
Let me ask you this: are they going to ever remake something like Napoleon Dynamite or remake something like Stranger Things? And I would say that it would be something like Stranger Things, meaning that Napoleon Dynamite is just such a unique piece of art that it'll never be copied or recreated. I think it's impossible. Damn near.
But do you think about it though that like Napoleon Dynamite like had such a small release and like no real big name actors at the time outside of Rex, but um what if there's movies out there that are like similar to like how good Napoleon Dynamite is? And just no one will ever see them.
Like, have you ever seen the movie Extreme Days? Wow, that was an under the radar film. Pigpen from Out Cold is also in that movie. And they do have a scene there where they're just lighting farts in a hotel room. Very entertaining stuff. Okay, compelling. One could argue, but that was one of those under the radar films that I grew up watching.
Have you ever
Napoleon
seen
Dynamite was great. I wish I could go back to the first time I watched Napoleon Dynamite and just you could be rolling on the floor laughing.
Yeah. Did you ever watch the movie The Perfect Score?
Yeah, man. I feel like you made me watch that movie like 4 times. You're like, dude, this black guy looks like Kevin Garnett, and he mixes the cheats.
Oh, first of all, it's Darius Mile. He's an actual basketball player. And it has Scarlett Johansson and Chris Evans in it.
Does she show her cans?
No.
Well, there's your problem right there.
Well,
And the Asian guy, they have a well-rounded crew.
yeah,
They were checking off the boxes before progression was cool and in trend.
And they have Matthew Lillard, who is famously plays Shaggy in Scooby Doo.
Oh yeah. See, just a well-rounded cast. And don't they end up just giving away all the test answers to like the guys taking dumps in the bathroom or something?
Yeah, they give it to a guy that's fucking taking a huge shit and smoking weed in a school bathroom.
I mean, first of all, smart. Hopefully the smells mask each other. Second of all, I mean that's efficient. You're getting two things done at once.
What if you were smoking in a bathroom and they're like, "Oh no, they're gonna know the smell," so you just take a huge shit.
We've all done it. You throw on a fan and you take a shower. There's so many smells going on. You don't even know what hit you.
Oh God. I mean, that's funny that's like one of the things you remember from the movie.
Well, aren't they all just like retarded and they can't pass the test? So they're like,
Yeah,
let's cheat.
It's like one girl started daydreaming and literally forgot to fill out any answers on the test. The basketball player's just dumb. Roy, who's the Asian guy, legitimately can't form sentences because he's so high.
An Asian.
And then there's the one guy who's just trying to get a good grade so he can go to his girlfriend at Maryland, and she's already cheating on him.
Oh yeah, doors blown out.
Yeah. And then that guy, he's like, I need to get a good grade and go to college, or I have to take over my dad's plumbing business. That means if I don't get into college, my life is shit. Literally.
Yeah, there's. No wonder why you like the movie so much. There's an underlying, toilet theme there, so that makes sense.
But yeah, I mean, that's all I have for housekeeping. You got anything else?
No, let's get into it. Episode 273.
Okay. Let's party.
Sometime in December, I'm gonna have jury duty, and I need to know how to get out of it.
What happened? You got the jury duty summons?
Yep.
Dude, just go with our most famous excuse, and this just goes right back to the toilet talk, but diarrhea.
I don't think you can get out of a whole court trial because you have diarrhea.
It's gonna be pretty horrific.
Matt,
remember when you drank for like 30 days? I need you to do that. I need you to have the worst diet possible. I know we were trying to flip your health around for the better, but I think it's time to go in the reverse if you want to get out of jury duty.
That's actually I wrote down a list of things that I'm going to say to the person to try to get out of it. And I'm an alcoholic is near the top of the list.
Are you going to say you're a known racist?
Yeah, that's actually number one on the list. I'm just going to go in and tell everyone I'm racist. Hey, everyone over here. Look over here. Yeah.
Nice
I don't
hat,
like
Jew.
Yeah. My hat says bad day to be a hot dog.
See, you need to get some hot dogs in you. Remember that week you only ate hot dogs and you're
I had a bunch
about
of
your
hot
gastrointestinal issues?
I had a bunch of hot dogs today.
I went to a game yesterday and I did the thing where I went and got a hot dog and I hammered it before I went back and sat down with in civilization. I found a corner. I ate my hot dog in 4 bites, and then I went back to see people. So
when we were in Texas for that game, I went and got 2 hot dogs from the concession stand and ate one before I got back to the seat, so that you guys wouldn't think that I ate 2 hot dogs.
we were Zach, Big Zach?
Yeah.
I don't remember that, Matt. We started drinking at fucking 7:40. We had a 99 fucking cherry shooter at 8:45 a.m. Remember when we got dropped off the tailgate? The sun was barely right. The sun was sideways. We're like, holy shit, there's shadows everywhere because the sun just rolled up. Remember when you walked in on him taking a dump?
Yeah. Who takes a dump with the light off, though? Or who doesn't lock the door? And the light was off, so I got so close to the toilet, and I was about to puke. Almost had a scary movie Eminem vomit all over someone taking his shit.
The fuck?
That scene makes me laugh all the time. Back to me getting out of jury duty. The next thing I plan to say is I've had a sexual relationship with the judge. And I'm like, what if it's a dude? And I'm like, well, it's just a risk I gotta take.
It could be risky.
The next thing I was gonna say, can this wait until after season 5 of Stranger Things comes out?
I don't know if that's gonna work.
I'm in favor of doing whatever gets this done the fastest for us.
Do you think you could ask for a bathroom break during this interview and then be like, no, I have severe diarrhea?
Yeah, towards the end of the list, I just put, I have IBS. I need to eat
international business systems.
Yeah, that's what it is. I have no controls over my bowels and must wear a diaper. Um, I need to eat every 9 minutes, or my body starts to eat itself.
What if you say I'm a known racist and they're like a rapist, and you're like, whatever gets me out of this.
Yeah.
Whichever one I have to say yes to, as long as I don't have to do this.
Am I allowed to bring my gun with? Will there be any painkillers there, or should I bring my own?
That's pretty good.
If the guy's guilty, can we hang him in the middle of the civic square? I don't know what the civic square is.
Say you just put in an order for mail order bride, and she could be here any day, and then you're getting married.
I planned my honeymoon. Yeah, I mean, those are all I have, but I need to get out of jury duty. I think just being like me would be enough because I'm fucking crazy.
Do you think you could show up drunk?
I think that might get you actually like arrested.
What if you don't drive there? What does the thing say? What does it say?
Honestly, let's use Google AI for this. Can I show up to jury duty drunk?
Let's see why not.
No, you cannot show up drunk as it's public intoxication. Couldn't you just have like a slight buzz? Then you wouldn't really be like intoxicated.
Yeah. What are the numbers? Like, what if you blow under a certain number? What if it's under 0.08? Is that the North Dakota legal limit?
You just have a solid buzz throughout. I would do jury duty if I could have a solid buzz throughout. Like every 45 minutes, a timer goes off, and they're like, "Here's your next beer, Mr. Clear." You're gonna be like, "Oh, thank you."
Or like every 25 minutes, a timer goes off. Matt's like, "I gotta go to the bathroom. I gotta take a shit."
Yeah. Which one of you is gonna change my diaper? I have filled it again.
To your interview, you should wear one of those like instruments that like. Have you seen those people where they like play guitar, but they also have a goddamn washboard and a crash cymbal and a harmonica and a fucking kazoo and a fucking clarinet and shit? Wear one of those get ups to the jury duty thing. They're like, okay, this guy.
Or what? I sit down at the table and just pull out a Hitler bobblehead and stick it on the table and be like, okay, I'm ready.
Just ask them if they've ever played the game Nazi.
Yeah. So you're gonna play
what? And you're like, what? Yahtzee. I said, yeah. What are you talking about?
I told our buddy that's a tattoo artist that he should just start doing very racist tattoos, but only at night. And that's his only clientele is just all the racists in Bismarck, Mandan.
Are racist people just nocturnal or what?
No, I was saying that so he wouldn't get in trouble for being the only tattoo artist in town that will give swastikas and things of that nature as tattoos.
I would just subliminally put swastikas in everyone's tattoo, or like probably a lot of penises. There'd be a lot of dick and balls that I would just like Easter egg hide in tattoos.
There was a guy on Ink Master that he was doing a clock on someone as part of like a collage, and he was supposed to put the person's time of birth on the clock, and he accidentally put his own.
What time was that? Was it a morning?
It was supposed to be like 6:15 in the morning, and he put it at like 2:30 in the afternoon. It's like it wasn't even remotely close.
It's like you ask for a 13, but you get a 31, you know?
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. ASU, how's the football game?
I went and checked out the ASU homecoming football game against West Virginia. Of course, I took the ASU spread. Of course, it was the 3rd and 27, 90-yard touchdown. West Virginia. So I was like, well, I guess I'll just go fuck myself. And I did. But yeah, it was great. Great to check out college scene. Beers are still really expensive. Hate it. Hate that. You
What are
know,
we talking?
$15, but it's like a tall boy. It's like a big boy.
Oh, so
Bigger than a pounder. Like maybe 32 ounces.
no, that's pretty good then. I mean, Wrigley, it's $15 for a pounder.
Yeah, I guess so. But
It's also
yeah,
a lot
no.
of beer for it to be really warm.
Yeah, we were pushing probably like 85 degrees. Funny enough, got rained on as we left, but ASU came back and won, and wasn't a walk-off field goal, but they kicked a field goal to go up and go ahead with like 2 or 3 minutes left in the game. So that was good, and went and checked out the stadium, and yeah, it was just a lot of fun. We had a great time. Checked out some ball.
Isn't there apartments that are or something that you can rent that like look into the stadium?
There's like some college apartments there that do that, and they're building more apartments, and it's just a really poppin' part of Tempe. So there's a lot of buildings going on around there, and then the stadium is like quite literally carved into the side of a mountain. Because there's part of the stadium we walked around a few times, but there is part where like you can literally see there's just like a rock wall like right there, and then yeah, there's part of the mountain you can walk up and like look into the stadium. You probably only get the decent view of like one end zone, so like it's pointless to like climb up there to try to watch the game. I mean, you could probably hear the roar of the crowd, but yeah, no, cool stadium. What is it like? Mountain America. Yeah, I don't know. I have no fucking clue, but went to the game. It was
I'm gonna look it up. Jordan said Mountain America.
The Great American. Something.
The Great American Mountain.
Oh God, this is gonna be bad.
Actually, no, you were remarkably close. It was Mountain America Stadium. I thought it was gonna be like Little Caesars Arena or something.
The Jimmy John's Club Lulu Stadium.
The outside of it's just painted like a Club Lulu. It's like there's the turkey and the ham.
Yeah, I hate myself, and you definitely got me hooked on it. But whenever people call me, I say Jimmy John's, and it gets a laugh like 1/16 of the time.
Yeah, I've been doing this thing where I answer my phone and I say Matt's phone, Matt speaking.
I bet it just throws them off.
Yeah, it does. Or like one of the times I want to keep people to get used to it, and then it'll be Matt's phone and someone else will be speaking.
Oh well, and I also copy you. I always say "Go for Jordan" when I answer the phone. Now that's a higher laugh rate.
Yeah,
a lot more clicks.
I think that I stole that from our buddy Scott, who like 19, when I would call him like every day, he would answer the phone like "Go for Scott," and I'd be like, "You don't fucking answer the phone like that."
Yeah, no, that's how I answer it for sure. Go for Jordan. You know who it is. Or if I really want to just kick myself in the dick, you got him. I just hate myself. Yeah. I've been saying a lot of like cheesy lines lately, and it's just like really just need to like take a long, hard look in the mirror and then I don't know, buy a loaded handgun or something. Like
Yeah, that you can take to jury duty.
yeah. I have it for security reasons and to get me out of jury duty.
Oh man.
Oh man.
I have 8 new text messages and I'm like, I don't care.
Should we just read recent text to each other?
My mom just texted me and said, "Found my phone, comma, bathroom, exclamation point."
Was it in the toilet?
I don't know.
One of my most recent texts to somebody is, "Can you be perfect?" And I was quoting Friday Night Lights. Another text to the same person a few days prior. All I said was donkeyed.
That was probably me.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah.
You're back on the edibles?
Oh yeah.
How's that going?
Good. I've never really been on them, but these are like the legal ones that like have some company in Kentucky found a loophole in the federal law so they can sell full THC edibles.
So you're just throwing this company from Kentucky under the bus.
If anything, it's a free ad. It's like Farming House or something.
Yeah, what kind of fucking Silk Road, Black Road Highway website did you find?
I don't know. Kind of sounds cool.
Do they have hookers on there?
No, it literally has like one thing. Cornbread hemp.
Now are they going for cornbread as in like the entree, the food, or are they going for cornbread like bread from corn?
I don't really know. All they sell is THC drinks and THC gummies.
Now the real question is, are you a fan of cornbread?
Yeah, if it has butter and honey on it, yeah, it's cornbread's awesome.
You could throw butter and honey on somebody's asshole and it probably tastes pretty good.
Uh, depends on how much Taco Bell they've had. Man. Things are starting to change a little bit.
It's starting to get a little space.
Yeah. Dude, this is gonna
I'm just running on fumes and you're just a space cadet. This is just quality, no brains, no headache.
Yeah. I want you to explain a Lindsay Lohan movie to me without it sounding dumb. You want me to give you one?
Off the top, it's Mean Girls and Parent Trap. Isn't she hot now? Isn't she looking good?
Yeah, actually, Hillary Duff is looking real good right now. Apparently, just huge ass. So, I'm gonna describe Parent Trap to you,
Okay,
and
go
tell me
ahead.
this doesn't sound stupid. Okay, twins are separated at birth and somehow go to the same camp across the world. Somehow, these twins, one is American and one is British, and they switch places without their parents knowing about it.
Yeah, did nobody at the camp raise any flags?
It's like, why do you look like her? Why do you look like, if there was another me walking around at Camp Fumbawaffa, I would be like pretty confused. They were like, I know what we need to do. They're going to make us go stay in this cabin up in the mountains as a punishment, and we're going to eat Oreos, and somehow that brings us together. Most of the time, it's like a lesbian experience that does that, but
Yeah, and I mean, it's summer camp. You never know what happens at those kind of things, those kind of establishments. Can you do? But yeah. Also, didn't they have their like the one had the dad and the one had the mom, and then do those two fall back in love with each other?
yeah. And
So they're
somehow,
just sending them to some extravagant summer camp, and then they just somehow repair a greasy divorce. The power of summer camp is unmatched.
yeah, it's like, okay, one of them lives in Napa, California. The other one lives in London, England. Somehow both of them went to camp in upstate Maine.
You must hate your kid if you live in California and you make your kid go to camp in Maine, like
Yeah,
as far away as possible.
yeah. See you at the end of summer, douchebag.
uh, Mean Girls would be a girl from Africa moves to America and then gets the American high school experience, and at first befriends the nerds and then fakes being a hot chick, a mean girl. And what was the whole point of that? To get the guy?
Yeah.
It's I'm thinking super bad. I was about to say it's 10:33. Wasn't he ask her the date? So like October,
Yeah.
November 3rd, some shit like that.
Yeah. Let me describe the movie Mean Girls to you. A white girl moves from Africa to Pennsylvania, where she befriends the gayest man in the school and the most socially awkward person in the school, and eats lunch in the bathroom.
Now that was questionable. Like just having a tray of lunch on the can as some chicks just blowing it up
Okay.
the next to you. Just,
That's what I just thought about. So a new series I started doing on socials was adding farts to iconic movie scenes. I'll do that scene from Mean Girls, but just put a bunch of pooping noises in the back. So she's eating her turkey sandwich while there's just bombs going off.
yeah, the moment I have a tray of food in my hand and I'm headed for the bathroom, like just take a seat in the goddamn hallway. Like you couldn't find any other spot. You decided to go into the stall that you know full well just got ran through.
Oh, no, that's can't even do it. Next movie, Herbie Fully Loaded.
Oh God. Are you asking me?
Yep.
A girl. There's your problem right there, just out of the gate. You might as well just make her Asian too. Finds a fucking make believe car that comes to life. First of all, you may want to just change the oil on that one. I don't know, get a few things checked out. Maybe head over and run a diagnostics check. Okay, because this car is acting up. It's got eyes, for the love of God.
Yeah, it's like headlights don't blink.
This slug bug gets pulled out of a junkyard and then wins the Indy 500 driven by a woman.
Yeah, so a 1951 Volkswagen Beetle that has a personality wins the NASCAR Nextel Cup Series. And then the car falls in love.
What does the car fall in love with? Lindsay?
A brand new yellow Beetle. Which also has a
love has
mind
no
of
bounds.
its own. Yeah.
Is Herbie Hancock Fully Loaded just like a knockoff Transformers? When's the softcore porno coming out called
It's like the
Herbie
joke.
Hand in My Cock?
Yeah. Herbie Load My Mouth. Herbie fully loaded up with cum.
Okay.
Next movie. She really does not have a lot of good movies. Freaky Friday.
I'm already out.
Yeah.
Oh God.
A mom and teenage
Did they
daughter.
already make a remake of this?
Like 2. And that remake was of a remake before.
Isn't it technically Saturday then? Or
Yeah. Freaky Saturday, and it's just her getting wobbly H'd after a high school football game. Dude, she's in like no good movies.
I was literally forgot. I don't know what else I should Did you have any cameos like in any other quality films?
Scary Movie 5.
Doesn't get nope.
I feel like she was like Confessions of a Teenage Drama Queen. That was kind of like in her height. She was in a movie called The Canyons, which just sounds. Never mind.
The cans.
Yeah, I was gonna say that, or just a gaping anus.
This is getting out of hand.
With this is let's just be a moment of silence for the penny. The last one ever produced was just produced this last week. Okay, that was good enough for the penny. Do you have any fond penny memories? Like, without there being pennies, what are we gonna do at the zoo when you put in 51 cents and it smashes your penny down into a buffalo?
The only fond memory I have of pennies is Science Olympiad, whatever you call it.
The penny float. I sucked at that.
We had that little like you got like one sheet of tin foil, and I practiced it the night before, and I absolutely dominated. I just kind of made a little cocoon, of tin foil. Everybody was trying to like fold up the corners, and it wasn't working. So I made a little tinfoil cocoon, and then it was a pocket full of pennies. And I'm not even making this up. I think I blew everybody out of the water, quite literally. I had like fucking 75 cents in that bitch.
Oh,
I think it drowned.
I didn't even get like 10.
Yeah.
You should do it next week on the podcast and see how many you could get.
Oh yeah, let me get a fucking tub of water and some.
Just spill it all over the electrical equipment. Oh man. But what did you do for did you have any other science projects that you did?
A science project?
I said it kind of Asian too.
I can't remember those Science Olympiad. I don't know. You had what about that can? Those goddamn coffee can. You had to wind it up with a fucking rubber band and some. It was just like what? Why are we? What?
I remember they make no sense either. I remember everyone was like building theirs, and I was like, "Oh, my brother has his from 2 years ago," so I just go take his out of the closet.
It's just an old rubber band.
Yeah, never used it one time. Never even like tried to wind it up. And I get there and I wind it up, but I only did like 3 turns, and you're supposed to do like 40, and it just went like 3 feet sharp left right into the gym wall, and it's like, oh shucks, I didn't win. I also didn't need to try, which was kind of my point.
And I just want to know like where at in life the situation is going to come where it's like, here's a coffee can, a rubber band, and a pencil. If you don't make this thing self-propel more than 15 feet, you're fucked.
I remember and then there was a rubber band shooting one. I remember some kid came with like his dad put like a linseed oil on it and clearly made it in his like wood shop.
You're just oiling up the old rubber bands.
I remember all I did was take a piece of wood and put I shaved a chunk into the front of it so you could put a rubber band there and you just pull it back. And then this kid had like something that was worth more than like a car.
Some sort of linseed oil.
Yeah. I want to think about dropping them a thank you note. I remember that me and Denko Andy did what's the strongest paper towel? And like, I think we went to like Target or something, and they only had like 2 brands of paper towels. And his dad was like, we're not going anywhere else. And it's like, okay. So we bought 2 brands of paper towels, Googled what other brands were available, and then just made up all the information about the other brands.
Love it.
And I did something similar with an airplane the next year. But
Yeah, I
back
think,
to the penny.
yeah, that's the only. I don't know. I had a whole jar of pennies there. That's safe and sound somewhere. I don't know. I'm not a big penny guy.
Yeah, I remember the only thing I would use pennies for was like I would throw them out of my car at other people's cars or people. And there was one time I was driving home from soccer practice and my buddy was behind me, and so I was like fully out the window just chucking pennies at his car. And then I come back into my seat and I'm like, "Oh shit!" Just boom, right. And I actually didn't hit it very hard, but like it still like dented the front of my car and like destroyed the back of theirs. Luckily for me, they were just chiefing weed, and I was like, I can call the cops, and they're like, nope, see ya.
No. Really lucked out there.
But
Yeah,
I was
if
like,
you're
I
gonna
don't even
get
know
into a full-on car accident, hit the car that's just smoking weed.
yeah, I don't know even how I did it because I was fully out the window driving a stick shift car.
You're like Ace Ventura, just hanging out the side of your vehicle.
Well, I had to drive to Minot for a show last Friday, and I was like, I didn't have my car because I was using my brother's car to drive his kids around. So I took my mom's car, and it started pouring rain, and I had no idea how to work her windshield wipers. So stop.
Yeah, you and windshield wipers just don't have a great relationship.
But yeah, I mean that's all I have on the penny. It's just goodbye. You'll
Goodbye,
be missed.
Penny. It was been fun. Well, let's finish off the show, episode 273. No brains, no headache. We're gonna go ahead and play our favorite game, the Olympics. It's back. The Olympics is our ranking game that we play from time to time, where we pick a topic and then we give out gold, silver, bronze, lost in the medal round selections. Matt and I can't have the same picks, and it's very much open for interpretation. You can also have honorable mention. You can also have DQs. So this week we are going to go with the Olympics of the worst parts of Thanksgiving.
Since I thought of it, you can have the first pick.
Oh boy, the worst part. I had a few in my head and I did not write them down, so this can only go poorly. Let's see. Ooh, the worst thing about Thanksgiving is being too hungover to actually enjoy the delicious food.
That was my 1-1. I didn't think you were gonna have. Didn't think you were gonna have that. So now I'm down to 2 things that I wrote down.
Yeah, that's happened in the past where it's just you had a little too much fun the night before. The Wednesday before Thanksgiving seems to be just a hot ticket for going out, seeing friends, having a good time, and then you just go a little too hard in the paint. And the next day, there's a lot of delicious food being served, and you're having none of it because you're just not feeling 100.
Yeah, my gold medal. I'm gonna go with turkey. I think turkey objectively sucks. It's an inferior meat to, let's say, a roast beef or a ham. Turkey's only as good as what you have to mix it with.
Yeah, usually I have the option of both turkey and ham, and I think it's a real team effort between the two. They balance each other out. But yeah, you're gonna need a lot of gravy for the turkey. So Matt, that's a bold pick for the gold medal round. Once again, just kind of winging this one, but I'm gonna go with my silver pick, and that's gonna be the Olympics of worst parts of Thanksgiving is when you go on a walk with your cousin and then they ask you to be their drug dealer from that point forward. Never great. Never fun to be a part of such a thing.
Did that happen to you? It's pretty unique.
I mean, you go on a little walk and then next thing you know, they're asking you for the weed. And it's just like, okay, you know what? I didn't have to bring you with, but I decided to get us both out of the house. And yeah, it's just not ideal.
I'll go with my silver medal, and that is having to sit at the kids' table even though you're 31 years old.
You still get sat at the kids' table.
When we used to have big Thanksgivings, but not really anymore. But it was always like it'd be at my grandma's house, and it's like, cool, I'm 20 years old and sitting with my 2-year-old cousin. And it's like, great.
Yeah, and they're like making you like watch him and watch them and like feed them and make sure they don't choke on a goddamn turkey bone or something. Would it be a table that was like at the end of the big table, but it was lower and way inferior, and it had like a picnic table, like tablecloth on it?
Yeah, you go from like a mahogany wood down 3 inches to a table that like you pick up your fork and it wobbles to the side. And you're also sitting on the worst folding chair of all time.
Everybody's got like nice hand carved wooden cushion seats, and they're like using the china that only comes out like once or twice a year, and then there you are with just a party cup of punch, which is essentially just Sprite with like goddamn Kool-Aid mix in it.
Or the classic where there's food all over the entire table, and then at your kids' table, the only thing on there is a plate of Jell-O.
Yeah, yep. The
the
you
Jell-O
always feel
squares.
bad for the people who bring the dish that clearly just isn't getting touched. Yeah. Like it's just like, wow, that must suck. A little pro tip, you can let your other family members go first if it's kind of like a big like serving line, kind of help yourself thing. Don't go up right away. Let some other people kind of get up there, take a few bites, and then you either assess, their body language or just ask them flat out, just like, hey, what kind of sides are we? What's working? What's not working? What do I avoid? That kind of thing. So,
well, it's like that's kind of reminds me. That reminds me of my my mom's cousin who every time he goes to a wedding, the card that says his food order on, he takes that away and waits for other people to get their plates of food until he sees which one looks the best, and then he goes up and be like, I had the chicken, by the way.
Wow. That's just a bold move all around. Really sophisticated stuff, and I appreciate that. It's a power move. I guess I would have to go with my bronze medal worst part, Thanksgiving. I'll have to go with having to work the next day. I mean, it's unanimous. It's notoriously on a Thursday, so like usually, you might just have an extended weekend, but a lot of people don't have that, or they happen to have Thanksgiving off because it is a holiday, one of the more prominent ones we have and celebrate. But then you just I don't know. I've thought about that like a few episodes ago. You came up with like the 4-day work week of work Monday, Tuesday, have Wednesday off. You were just kind of like hung over on a Wednesday. That's why you wanted it mainly. And then work Thursday, Friday. I'm kind of anti like middle of the week random day off. And that's pretty much exactly what Thanksgiving is. So yeah, that I got to go with that one. Just, like how cool would it be if it was on a Friday? Like, whoa, that would get dangerous.
My bronze medal, I'm gonna go with the random person you invited, not thinking they would show up, and then they show up at Thanksgiving.
Yeah, and you could probably also just pull in like the random person that like your extended relative brought. Like it's just, yeah, it's always like their work friend who's just going through a messy divorce, and it's just like, yeah, he's not allowed within 500 feet of any of his family members, so he's gonna be here with us. His name's John. Don't know, no sudden movements. He gets spooked easily.
You have the family member that brings a spouse every year and says that this one's gonna be the one, and then she'll show up with another dude the next year. I got a good feeling about this one.
Yeah, just
says that every year for 50 years.
The old hard lunch. The good thing about the random person that shows up, though, then you can kind of redirect your cousin who's asking you to be their new drug dealer. You just go, no, go ask John. He's definitely got weed. I mean, come on, look at the
You
guy.
see, he's looking at 7 to 10. He's probably still got some on him.
Yeah, yeah, he may not be allowed at his house, but he's been sleeping on his drug dealer's couch for the last 2 weeks. So he's just like straight from the source. So go ask John. Okay, cousin. I don't have anything for you.
And the only DQ I had was mashed potatoes and gravy, just because it's the greatest thing ever. And then the only extra honorable mention one I had was turkey trots. Don't ask me to exercise in the morning after I've just drinking 35 beers.
And if you have time to go like run a goddamn race the morning of Thanksgiving, you're not giving the adequate effort, for Thanksgiving. Like there's a lot of prep, you got to get that turkey ready. You got to be on top of things. You got to be preparing some dishes, cleaning a little bit, tidying up. And no, you're out there in your goddamn spandex, dressed up in a goddamn turkey costume, trying to bust a sweat, and then you're regretting it because you went out the night before and you got the Hershey squirts and you got jury duty coming up, and it just sucks. And you just got a lot of things going against you.
Yeah, I haven't done it since I did it like my sophomore year in college.
Just stop right there.
I ran the 5K and threw up behind a porta potty halfway through. Just, how's the turkey trot? Just,
yeah, I mean, yeah. If I'm signed up for a foot race the morning of Thanksgiving, I'm gonna have to take like the 6 weeks prior minimum to like prepare for this thing. And I mean, ultimately, I'm probably still gonna just have a side ache and just puke up the donut and the coffee I had right beforehand.
Didn't last year or maybe the year before you said you were just saying that Thanksgiving has a lot of prep to it? Didn't you wake up at like 11:30 and like we're 3 hours late to making your wings or something? Like wings were ready when everyone was done.
Yeah, that was definitely one of those nights where I like got home and I just started undressing from my door because I just woke up with just clothes just scattered throughout. And then I had to make wings, and like I had to make them at my place because like the oven at the destination was obviously being used for like turkey and mashed potato, just all the extra things. So I'm like, yeah, I'll be there when I can. And I'm just preheating the oven. And like I made 2 batches and they each take 40 minutes a piece. So it was like,
we'll try again next year.
I'll be there when I can. Yeah, no, it was fine. I think what I did was I had some roller of a minute. So I just kind of kept the good times going. And as I was making wings, I was just walking around my apartment shirtless, watching the Lions just beat the piss out of somebody in the morning game, and had a few drinks. And I was just right where I left off.
That's awesome.
And then I think what happened was the wings, there ended up being a bunch of leftover wings that I ended up just bringing back home. So I essentially meal prepped for Thanksgiving, my own food.
Not bad. Just show up ridiculously late so everyone's already done eating with your food and be like, well, I guess I could take these home with me.
Yeah, you like meet your cousin's new girlfriend and you just overly hit on her just in front of your cousin. Just like, dude, sorry, we just got a hot, like, don't bring her around.
Once again, seems
well, I
like
think that's
a
all
pretty
we have.
personal thing.
Matt. All right, that's where we're going to call it for episode 273. Thank you so much for listening. Matt, how can our listeners get more involved?
You can follow us on all social media platforms. You can watch the show on YouTube. Make sure you're subscribing, rating, reviewing us, commenting, doing all that stuff. You can rate and review us on any Spotify, Apple, any podcast platform you listen on. And yeah.
Check us out on socials. Love to have you over there. Stick up with all the things going on NBNH related. Thank you to all of our new listeners who recently checked out the show and enjoyed it so far. And of course, our loyal listeners, we appreciate you having you. That's all we have this week. Up next, we have episode 274.
You're watching Channel 4 News with 5-time Emmy Award-winning anchor Ron Burgundy and Tits McGee.
Good evening, San Diego. I'm Veronica Corningstone. Tits McGee is on vacation.
And I'm Ron Burgundy.